So, Lord Beerus. Personally, I don't really like Beerus that much, like most things in Dragon Ball Super. I know, big shocker. Another thing about Dragon Ball Super I don't like, and I'm making a video on it. I'm crazy, right? I don't understand people sometimes. Also, I'm going to start doing the thing where I read out comments and talk about them in my next video. Mainly because since I've been starting to do like daily uploads, speaking of, sorry about being late on that one. I want to get more, interactive with my community now that it's growing so far, now that I have a consistent conversational basis on my video. But anyway, let's get back on topic. So, yeah, Lord Beerus, I don't really like him because he doesn't do his job well. And you could argue like, oh, it's because, Beerus is a more or less modern Dragon Ball creation, so fitting him in the canon is going to be hard, which is, true, but I feel like he more or less worked better when it came to modernizing Dragon Ball villains because there wasn't like an express role that he had in the story, and as far as like being integral to the world and development of Dragon World, aka the world of Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball. So like it's always a little bit weird whenever I'm thinking about comparing Moro to like, Beerus, another ancient force in the universe and galaxy in the world of Dragon Ball. But it's like Beerus has a job, it's to be managing the destruction of Universe 7, and coupling that with the creation of all things in Universe 7 with the Supreme Kais. But he hasn't been doing his job for decades and only recently became active again, which was a plot point in the manga of Dragon Ball Super, as far as like why the gods of destruction didn't like him or favor him all that well. It wasn't very auspicious for them, whenever Beerus would just do whatever he wants and goofs off on account of his long hibernation cycles, which is just overall just the worst part about Beerus' character, because it just shows him and makes him look as lazy as physically possible, like he can't do his job without having to just be lazy about it. And it's amazing to me because like they make a thing about making fun of Champa for being lazy, yet they're both equally as such because, they're big cats and cats sleep all the time and eat all the time. Get the joke? It's funny because, Akira Toriyama thinks it's funny. It's just a fact that the Saiyan race has completely forgotten their root. But let's not forget that the new writers don't wish to follow the traditional concept. And personally, that's just the best way to look at it. The reason why, the tails aren't a thing anymore, the reason why a lot of these issues will never be addressed as far as like the Saiyan's roots is mainly because of what the writers want to do. If they don't want to get involved as far as like, the more primal roots, they're just not going to do it. But back to the main part of the video. I don't know. It's just a really annoying thing to me personally. It don't even get me started on the, basically usurping of his position by Frieza. Like Frieza was basically acting as God of Destruction. And it'd be different if it was on his orders. The only thing that Beerus ordered Frieza to do is literally destroy the Saiyans. That's it. Like he literally says to Vegeta, yeah, that was me by the way. I actually did. And it's been alluded that he's done that for a while now. So it's just very weird to me that people want to use that and be like, oh, Beerus ordered Frieza to basically take his place. Like, no, he didn't. No, he did not. That is not what happened. What happened was Beerus had one conversation with Frieza and was like, and I quote, handle the Saiyans for me. They're rude and they have a lot of attitude problems. I want them gone. Just barbaric brutes, basically. And of course, because it aligned with Frieza's goals, he also had no issue doing it and keeping hush-hush about it. So at the end of the day, yeah, it was just really stupid how that became a plot point because now everyone wants to use these things, retroactively, change things about the series that we already know is true. And now that we know from certain sources that, obviously Dragon Ball GT may be canon based off of the technicality, which is awesome, by the way. In my opinion, because I know a lot of people hate Dragon Ball GT, and honestly, those people can suck it. It's better than Super in a lot of aspects, but that's just me. So the thing about what I don't understand about Beerus is the fact that why isn't he taking it more serious now? Because like there's this thing that like all the gods of destruction, everyone in the cosmos who knows of Zeno is afraid of him. Yet Beerus does not move with urgency now that he's back in action after his almost 40-year nap. So you would think he would just handle everything with a lot more discretion, especially when it came to Zamasu. And I just don't understand why he doesn't do that. Like now that Frieza's becoming a more prevalent threat and obviously his plans can't align with the things of the universe or goings on of the universe. So that's a fact. So I don't understand why nothing's being done about that on Beerus' part. Besides, we just addressing it every blue moon. It's just annoying to me. But at the end of the day, people are going to cope however they want to. Let me know how you think it's all going to end. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see y'all in the next video.